The car is parked head-in in the driveway, and I almost always back it in. But today, I wasn't able to. I was lucky to even get it here. It so seems that Toyota has some sort of wireless device implanted in all of their cars that they send signals out to the actual cars to have problems caused, so that way Toyota makes money. So I got a bum transmission here. It just totally fucking quit on me. And it's cold out, so I'm gonna go in here and I'll tell you all about it. It was fun. It was shit tons of fun, as a matter of fact. So this is gonna cost me a bundle and a half. Anyways, what happened was everything had been working just fine. And if you saw my previous video about the check engine light and codes and the P0420 and all that crap, that is actually, when I got the car inspectorated, that's actually when it occurred. It was that morning. I was driving out to the place to get it inspectorated, and for the first time ever, the transmission gave me trouble. What it did was, I was slowing down because there was a red light, and I was slowing down, and I was almost at a complete stop, just barely rolling. And all of a sudden the car... Do you mind? I'm making a video, and you shut the damn light off. What the hell, man? So anyways, what happened was, I was slowing down almost at a complete stop, just barely rolling. And the car just went... It like stopped as if I slammed on the brakes. And I said, gee, that was odd. I don't remember actually slamming on the brakes like that. Strange. Anyway, light goes green, and I let off the brake and go to accelerate, and the car went boom, and then went. One time only, no other trouble, just a fluke. I don't know. I mean, it's getting old, but, you know. So we'll take a walk into the kitchen here for no reason. But anyways, so it did that one time, and then after that was just today, where I was having well, I shouldn't say that, actually. Every once in a while, I was getting strange symptoms as such, where I would just get some sort of jolt or something, and it just felt funny when I was sitting at a red light, for example. I would just, something didn't quite seem right, and then I would go and everything's perfectly fine, and that's with the car already stopped. It just felt funny for some reason. It was strange. So anyway, this morning I get in the car to go to work, and I start going down the block, and everything's going good, and I go to accelerate, and I'm hearing some sort of whine. And I said, gee, that's odd. Was that the other car that just passed, or was that me? And then I realized it was me, and it was directly related to engine speed. Okay, so I keep driving, shifting fine, no trouble at all. Get all the way to work. I get out of the car, leave it running, and I'm hearing a buzzing noise coming from under the hood. Shut it off, restart the engine, buzzing noise is gone. So it almost sounded like which is, for all intents and purposes, almost impossible. It sounded almost like the pinion gear on the starter motor was stuck in the engaged position, but not fully engaged, just on the edge of the teeth of the flywheel, and they were just grinding themselves like that. But alas, it was not to be. On the way home, I started going out just fine, and I was on my way, and I got about 8 miles into the trip, and now I'm stuck in stop-and-go traffic. And that really did a number with it. And the car just did not want to play ball anymore. It just decided that when I would go to stop, and I'd be sitting there, the car would start shaking, and it wasn't the engine running rough, it was the transmission doing that. Then other times I'd be stopped and I'd let off the brake, and you know how it just kind of coasts up a bit like that, and it didn't move. It was like it was in neutral. And then when you step on the gas, it would rev like out of control, and you'd feel the car go, and barely start rolling. And then if you were lucky, you can get it up to like 20 miles an hour and shit like that. It was just all over the place, and I got that really sick feeling where you know that you're going to be marooned at one point or another. And I got that really sick feeling, and that was terrible. I haven't had that feeling in years. So that totally sucked. And somehow I was able to just barely make it home, running stop signs along the way, because if I stopped, there was a good chance I wasn't going to go again. And by the time I just coasted and rolled into the driveway, I said, that's pretty much the deal. Somewhere along the lines in my travels on the way home, the car was just acting up so bad, I stopped and actually checked the fluid level, which was fine, of course. And that was the deal with that. But after leaving it sit for, 5 minutes or so, not even that I was out there checking the fluid, the car seemed a lot better. By no means how it should be, but and it was still acting up real bad, but it seemed to get a little better. So after letting the car sit in the driveway for 10 minutes, I just fired it back up and threw it in gear, and it engaged and went into gear and wanted to move. Something's knackered, it ain't going to be good, and it's going to cost a fucking bundle. I was reading online that this could be anywhere from probably $2,500 to $5,000. But who needs money anyway? It really doesn't matter. And of course, a lot of you are going to say, oh, just get rid of the fucking thing. It's 10, 11 years old now. And just get another car. Well, that's easy. You all do it. That's all fine. Then you got something that's called a car payment. I don't have that kind. I paid cash for this car many years ago, and that's it. Don't cost me a dime. Just put gas in the fucking thing. That's it. Well, that plus a car payment, I got a house, I got a mortgage and all that, and I know a lot of you do as well, but you know what? I just don't need the extra expense. And yeah, I can get a used car, but then you're inheriting other people's problems. And, there's ways to mask problems like this. Putting some of that Lucas Oil shit in there would probably, tidy it up enough to somebody to buy it. And then, a couple 100 miles later, it starts acting all up and they got to put a $4,000 transmission in a car that they just paid, $6,000 for. That was real worth it, wasn't it? So that's why I don't really want to do that. And as far as these certified pre-owned cars that they have now, all they're certifying is that the car was pre-owned. So anyway, that's pretty much the deal. I'm left stranded at the moment. I'm going to go and take the car in tomorrow for them to rape me anally without lubrication. And once I find out and all that, then we'll get it done. One other thing I wanted to mention, my dad also has a Toyota and had a problem with his transmission. It didn't die by itself. There was an item that had punctured the transmission pan, transmission oil pan, and all the fluid leaked out. And the numbnuts driver, and I'm not going to mention who that would possibly be, but it wasn't my dad, just kept driving. The car going 10 miles an hour at 4,000 RPM and never shifting. Oh, there wouldn't be any problem. We'll just drive 30 more miles. No. And I found the car sitting on the street with a puddle of transmission fluid or whatever was left that dripped out. And that cost a nice bundle as well. That was, of course, 12, 14, 15 years ago, something like that. And that cost a bundle then, but knock on wood, that transmission was redone, rebuilt pretty much from the ground up. Not replaced, but rebuilt. And there hasn't been a stitch of trouble with it since. And when my dad got it back, it was so smooth. It was absolutely so smooth. And interestingly enough, he also had a rotted out flex pipe or muffler or whatever the hell it was at the time. And also got that taken care of like a couple of weeks later. And I actually got to drive it. And that car, which was at that point, 11, 12 years old, something like that, drove like brand fucking new. I mean, it was so smooth, so quiet, so nice. It's amazing how bad things can get. But anyway, we're going to cut this here, and I'll let you know what the doctor bill is for my bleeding anus after getting raped as such. Peace.